Okay, Debbie records the times a group of pupils take to type a particular message into their phone. So here's the histogram here. It says 2 pupils took between 8 seconds and 10 seconds to type the message. Use this information to complete Debbie's histogram. So remember, with these bars, okay, the area represents how many, yeah? It represents the frequency. So the area is equal to the frequency. Now, in the case of this here, between 8 and 10 seconds, which will be here, there's no bar here, it's missing, so we need to complete the histogram by drawing a bar here. We need the area to be 2, okay? Because the frequency is 2. So if the area is 2, well, we need to consider the length here between 8 and 10. Well, that's already 2, isn't it? So if the length is 2, to make the area 2, we need the width to be 1, don't we? Okay, so that bar is only going to be of height 1. So I've got to be careful with this scale here. It's not the easiest, but I think 4 little squares represents 1. Okay, so we've got a height of 1, and then that area then will be 2 exactly for the 2 pupils. Okay, so then in B then, it says circle either true or false, yeah, for each of the following statements. 2 pupils took less than 5 seconds to type the message. Well, we're looking at the area here, yeah? So if we work out the area, we can see how many people are there then. So we go across 5 here, yeah? So going across 5 here, but the height is actually 2 there, isn't it? So across 5, height is 2, well that means there's 10 pupils in there, so that's going to be false, isn't it? Okay, it's not 2 pupils, it's 10 pupils. Next part then, 2 more pupils took between 6 and 7 seconds to type the message and took between 7 and 8 seconds. So between 6 and 7 seconds is here. So if I work out that area, well of course that's going across there from 6 to 7, that's going across 1. The height is 6, okay, so 1 across, height is 6, so 6 times 1 is 6, so 6 pupils in there. We're going 1 across here, the height there is 4, so 1 times 4 is 4. So that's true, isn't it? Okay, that's true because it says 2 more pupils took between 6 and 7 and 7 and 8, so that's true. Somebody definitely typed the message in less than 1 second. Okay, so somebody definitely typed the message in less than 1 second. Well, 1 second is there, okay? So you might think, well, okay, there's part of the bar there covering that, so there's definitely a person in there, but not necessarily so, isn't it? It doesn't have to be, because the people are in this group, aren't they? The pupils are in this group between 0 and 5 seconds. So it doesn't mean that there has to be someone in there. It could be all of those 10 pupils took the times here between 2 and 5 seconds maybe, okay, but the bar covers the whole range from 0 to 5, but it doesn't have to be that there's people in here less than 1, right? So it's not for certain, so that's false. Somebody definitely then typed the message in more than 9 seconds. Okay, well there's 9 seconds here and the same principle applies, right? There's 2 pupils in here, isn't there? 2 pupils in that group, okay? Doesn't have to be that they were more than 9. It could be that they both finished it between 8 and 9. You know, 8.2 seconds, 8.4 seconds. They could be there. Okay, it's just the bar is representing that group between 8 and 10 seconds. So false again. And then most pupils type the message between 5 and 5.5 seconds. Well, let's look at the how many are in 5.5 seconds. Well, it's the tallest bar, okay, but don't let that make you think that that means the most people are in there. You've got to work out the area. Okay, we've got 10 here. The area here, well, that'll be a half times, what have we got there? Is that 14, I think, yeah? So half times 14, which would be 7. So clearly, the most aren't in that bar, aren't they? There's more in that bar. If I work out the area of that one, well, it's going to be less, isn't it? So half times 10 is 5. I got 6 here, 4 here, and of course then there was 2 there. So that's going to be false, okay? The most people are in that group there, okay? That's the densest group in terms of the time interval, okay? A lot of people finish between 5 and 5.5, but the biggest group, okay, most pupils finished in the interval of 0 to 5 seconds.